So the Lipstick Lesbians had their first leak launch called Flexi. Now, if you don't know, the Lipstick Lesbians are a duo, wife and wife, Christina Alexis, who focus on product and brand development, created their own, brand line, and it is going to be what they call LEAKED Labs. Now, LEAKED Labs is, as they explained, said to be a brand that would basically compile items or products that other brands ideally likely left on the table, and they're going to get it, try to reformulate it, try to make it work, get it, send it out to the field, if you will. And the field participants, the consumers, individuals who end up buying the product, are then going to provide feedback and then decide if the product should continue to be worked on, reformulated, modified, whatever the case, and re-put out again, or if they're going to decide to say, you know what, this didn't work out, let's scrap it altogether. Now, it seems to be when I seen the original launch for Flexi and the disc, I knew it wasn't for me. I knew it wasn't for me. Usually I'm down to try something of interest, but even just seeing it, seeing the promo, seeing the stuff, and just having to touch it, I'm very on edge with having to touch certain products. I don't like, I don't want to say get messy, but get messy, if you will, especially in doing makeup. So just having to touch it or having to put the flexi piece around your hand to be able to apply it to your eye or apply the pigment, that was just a no-go for me. I'm a tool chick through and through, whether it's a beauty blender, brush, sponge, whatever the case, but there's going to be a tool. So it not having a tool was just kind of a turn off for me. With that being said, you guys went hard on the comments, on the reviews, on some of the concerns, and the top ones, as I'm looking up, seem to be where they had been. So the leak launches, and they mentioned basically that they were traveling, and they were, involved in a few other things during the travels, which is why they weren't responding. I think that's true. I think life happens. We as content creators are, people who are sharing, part of our lives. It's just that. It's just part of the life. So I don't think that Christina or Alexis in their time were trying to stray away or trying to hide from the feedback or not respond or anything like that. I think it was just they had, other things planned in their travels and other things planned, which happened to come up during this time that the feedback was coming back from the first leaked launch. And they did kind of explain that in the video. So that is that. Now, the second part about inconsistencies in the product, especially in the thickness. Now, they did bring on their chemist. I did see one of the videos that they had in response, and it seems to be that consumers want to say or want to express that the product that they received or product that they purchased was not a storefront ready product. Duh. Like, that was the whole point of this. That was the whole point of this. And I don't mean to say it to be insensitive, but at the end of the day, the brand owners, developers came forward and said, hey, these are products. Some we're going to make some tweaks to, and some others, we're going to get it and put it out. In my opinion, from what was posted in their launch video, the pictures, images of what they saw based upon what people received, that's what I understood it to be. That's what I expected would have been the situation had I decided to purchase and be a consumer or to be a, reviewer, if you will, in that particular space. With that being said, you get what you pay for. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think they overpromised and under-delivered on this particular launch. Now, with that being said, was it supposed to be something that's different, creative, and unique? Yes. That was the whole purpose or point of what they're saying LEAKED Labs is. It's not going to be, the average lip gloss or eyeshadow or, setting powder or spray or something that you can compare other brands or other items to. So I think, the hate, I don't know about the hate in this situation. I think that in and of itself is not warranted. And of course, definitely shouldn't be occurring. But I think at the end of the day, if this is not something that you're interested in as a consumer, don't buy it. Don't buy it. And it seems to be, especially in the video and when Alexis does her, spiel, usually at the end she says, of course, hey, the choice is yours. And she's right. At the end of the day, we're consumers. And when I go through and I see some of the reviews, some of the comments, and kind of feeling that, like it was a cash grab, or kind of feeling like, something was over delivered, I don't know. I have to respectfully disagree with that. Now, concerns about the price point, that's valid. Concerns about the price point as compared to the amount of products that an individual would receive, That's valid. And one of the things that the Christina and Alexis in, their response mentioned is competition. As soon as that's that whole supply and demand thing. So as soon as there's a bunch of competition, there's a bunch of vendors, chemists, other individuals that are willing to negotiate rates and be able to, of course, bring that benchmark down in price. But when you're the only, game in town, you kind of got to get what you can get. And in that situation, if it's that it costs more, it may cost more. It may cost more to be, the only thing, or it may cost more to be, to warrant to get its own line within, within a factory or within a development line, if you will, where it's not something that a brand or company or a warehouse, if you will, can manufacture the same product because other companies aren't doing it. So I'm interested to see how they move forward, what Leak 2, Leak 3, Leak 4, so on and forth will be. I wonder if there's going to be something that I'm just so intrigued that I have to, get my hands on. I've not seen it yet, but definitely let me know if you participated in Leak Labs, if you participated in the Leak 1 review, and what was your experience from there, from purchase? How do you feel about price point? And ultimately, do you feel that them as the brand owners or the brand in general are being as transparent as they express to be? I'm interested to know your thoughts on it, and would you be inclined to continue to see their journey or continue to purchase from the brand for their future leaks?